I will not tolerate such behaviour. If you want to go out now, but if you stand again, I will order you out. Make your mind up, and then shut up and get out.
Tense moment in Parliament. David Lammy faces backlash over his heated exchange. You're not going to believe what just happened in Parliament. The atmosphere was already tense. Debates over the economy, immigration, and party leadership had everyone on edge. But when David Lammy stood up to speak, things took a turn no one saw coming. For a few moments, it wasn't the usual polished political theater. It was raw, emotional, and it left even his own colleagues shifting uncomfortably in their seats. What started as a passionate argument quickly spiraled into something far more intense, a verbal showdown that had the entire chamber watching in stunned silence. Now, before we dive in, let's set the stage. David Lammy, one of Labour's most outspoken and articulate MPs, is known for his fiery personality. He's never been one to hold back, whether it's calling out racism, critiquing government policy, or defending his party. But this week's moment in Parliament was something else entirely. It began when Lammy was addressing a question about party accountability and leadership direction. Across the aisle, a few MPs murmured, laughing under their breath, perhaps mocking his tone or dismissing his remarks. Lammy noticed, paused, and responded sharply, saying something along the lines of, "If this Parliament can't take serious debate seriously, maybe it's not ready to lead this country." The words landed heavy. But what happened next? That's what really set the internet ablaze. One senior Tory MP fired back with a pointed jab, accusing Lammy of being all talk and no action. And that's when the exchange turned fiery. Lammy snapped, raising his voice, gesturing passionately, defending not just himself but what he described as the integrity of the opposition. The speaker had to step in twice, asking both sides to calm down. But the tension was already out there. That brief exchange, captured on Parliament TV and instantly clipped online, became the talk of the day. Within minutes, social media was flooded. Clips spread across X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Some viewers applauded Lammy for standing his ground, saying he showed strength, confidence, and leadership under pressure. One user wrote, "Say what you want about Lammy, but at least he's got passion. I'd take that over fake politeness any day." But others had a different view. Another user commented, "This is exactly the problem. Shouting doesn't solve anything. We need composure, not chaos." Even political commentators couldn't resist weighing in. A Sky News analyst described the moment as a revealing glimpse into the growing frustration on both sides of the aisle. Meanwhile, a columnist for The Spectator called it Lammy's least composed performance to date, more emotion than argument. Here's what makes this moment stand out. It wasn't about policy, or even party rivalry. It was about perception. The public saw something real, a politician losing the carefully controlled image and showing raw emotion. And whether that's good or bad depends on who you ask. Supporters argue it shows authenticity. That Lammy's outburst was a sign of deep conviction, a man tired of political games. Critics say it's a sign of fragility, proof that he can be provoked too easily, that he lacks the calm needed for leadership. Both sides have a point. Because in today's politics, image is everything. Every raised eyebrow, every stumble, every tone shift is clipped, captioned, and analyzed within minutes. And for Lammy, that makes every emotional moment a double-edged sword. Let's not forget, this isn't the first time Lammy has found himself in a viral political moment. Back in earlier debates, he clashed with Conservative MPs over Brexit, over the Rwanda policy, even over cultural identity in Britain. Each time, he's been both praised and criticized for being too emotional. But that's exactly why so many people watch him. He's unpredictable, and that makes for gripping politics. This latest clash, though, seems to have struck a deeper chord. Because it comes at a time when Labour is trying to project calm, steady leadership. Keir Starmer has worked hard to present the party as the grown-ups in the room, measured, professional, ready to govern. And then, there's Lammy, fiery, passionate, sometimes explosive. Two very different styles. And moments like this one, caught live on camera, remind everyone just how big that difference really is. Behind closed doors, insiders say the exchange sparked quiet conversations within the party. Some MPs reportedly felt Lammy's tone, while understandable, might distract from Labour's message of stability. Others defended him, saying voters are tired of polished politicians and want to see real emotion. One Labour aide, speaking anonymously, was quoted as saying, "David wears his heart on his sleeve. That's who he is. You can't fake that, and honestly, we need more of it." Meanwhile, a Conservative MP commented, "If that's how he reacts to pressure in Parliament, imagine him handling an international crisis. It's not a good look." Clearly, opinions are divided. But here's the truth: the public reaction might matter more than the political one. Because while insiders debate image and strategy, voters are watching clips on their phones, forming opinions in seconds. Some see a man standing up to mockery, others see a loss of composure. But everyone's talking. And in modern politics, conversation is power. As one journalist put it, "It doesn't matter if you win the debate. What matters is whether you own the moment." And this week, David Lammy definitely owned the moment, for better or worse. So, what happens next? Will Lammy step back, issue a calm statement, and let the story fade? Or will he double down, turning this emotional exchange into a rallying cry for authenticity in politics? Either path could define how he's remembered in the months to come. Because in today's political world, every outburst, every reaction, every unscripted second becomes a headline, a meme, or a movement. And sometimes, it's those unpredictable, imperfect moments that show us who politicians really are. The question is, did it make people see him differently? And judging by the reactions pouring in, it absolutely did. Stay tuned, because the fallout from this parliamentary clash is far from over. And if there's one thing British politics has taught us lately, it's that the next viral moment is always just one speech away.